KCAL 9 News at 9 and streaming on CBSN Los Angeles. I'm Juan Fernandez.
And I'm Sharon Tay. It's been an extraordinary day in Washington. President Trump faced condemnation from both Democrats and Republicans over his decision to pull U.S. troops from the Syrian border.
And an explosive meeting about the issue ended abruptly with Democrats walking out. Party leaders say the president later had a, quote, meltdown. KCAL 9's Chris Holmstrom is live in the Satellite Center with more on this war of words. Chris?
Juan and Sharon, it all started after the House voted to condemn the president's decision. Well, then top Democrats, they walked out of the meeting at the White House. Now it's created a political rift on both sides of the aisle. It's a battle of who had the meltdown, President Donald Trump or House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
I think now we have to pray for his health, because this was a very serious meltdown on the part of the president.
During an explosive meeting to discuss Syria, Speaker Pelosi and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer walked out, saying the president launched into a bitter personal attack.
He was insulting, particularly to the Speaker. She kept her cool completely, but he called her a third-rate politician. He said that there are communists involved and you guys might like that. I mean, this was not a dialogue. It was sort of a diatribe, a nasty diatribe, not focused on the fact.
President Trump fought back on Twitter. He posted this photo of Pelosi and wrote, "Do you think they like me?" Then he tweeted this photo and writes, "Nervous Nancy's unhinged meltdown." It was followed by this picture with the caption, "The do-nothing Democrats, Pelosi and Schumer, stormed out of the cabinet room." Then he took one more jab, tweeting, "Nancy Pelosi needs help fast. There's either something wrong with her upstairs or she just plain doesn't like our great country." Pelosi then took this photo and made it her Twitter header. The short-lived meeting came after the president received rare bipartisan pushback after pulling U.S. troops from northern Syria, leaving Kurdish allies to defend against the Turkish invasion, now with help from Russian forces. The vote was 354 to 60. Representative Tom Reed voted in favor of the president.
At the end of the day, this is about prioritizing men and women of the military over the Kurds. I chose to stand with the men and women of the military.
If Russia is going to help in protecting the Kurds, that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Critics say the president's decision was reckless and impulsive, and it led to criticism from one of his closest allies, Senator Lindsey Graham.
Any commander-in-chief who gives territory back to the enemy that was seized by blood of our allies and our soldiers is doing a great disservice to the military. ISIS will most certainly reemerge. I cannot strongly criticize this decision enough.
Lindsey Graham would like to stay in the Middle East for the next 1,000 years. I want to get out of the Middle East. I think Lindsey should focus right now on judiciary.
We're also learning about a letter the White House released on October 9th. In the letter, Trump tells the Turkish president, quote, "Let's work out a good deal," and warns him not to be a tough guy. The same day, the Turkish troops went into Syria and killed Kurds.
You know, I'll be honest, I saw this online first, and I got a copy of the letter. I actually thought it was a prank, a joke, that it couldn't possibly come from the Oval Office.
The New York Times even called the White House to confirm the letter was real. It is. A week later, the president is sticking to his guns.
Even after all you have seen, ISIS prisoners freed, all the humanitarian disaster, you don't have any regret for giving Erdogan the green light to invade?
I didn't give him a green light.
Tonight, Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo are in Turkey, scheduled to meet with the Turkish president, hoping to secure a ceasefire. As for the impeachment probe,
No, it didn't come up. It did not come up.
but tonight the president brought it up on Twitter, saying, "Hope all House Republicans and honest House Democrats will vote to censure Representative Adam Schiff tomorrow for his brazen and unlawful act of fabricating a totally phony conversation with the Ukraine president and U.S. President, me."
Not at all.
All right, so the White House insists the president was measured, factual, and decisive, and that Pelosi stormed out so she could whine to the press. But as you just heard, Democratic lawmakers say otherwise. Juan, we'll send it back to you in the
All
studio.
right, Chris, thank you.